Looking for Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins with fast delivery? IG Vault has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 6% off your order. Oh, what's up YouTube? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and in today's Madden 21 tip, I want to break down the best new run play in the game that you guys don't know about. This is actually a shotgun run. It's not your typical stretch, inside zone, RPO, all the different runs that everybody already knows about. This is a completely new run that I just recently found, and it tears up all the best run defenses in the game, guys. And you're going to have great success with this run. I've been killing people online with it. As you guys know, it's very frustrating trying to run the ball online because most good players by now know how to run the 3-5 wide, which pretty much with certain shifts and whatnot will blow up 99% of the runs out there. To be quite honest with you guys, until I found this run, I had basically given up running the ball against people in 3-5 wide because it just felt like a wasted play. But after I found this run, I've been killing people running the ball. And before we actually show the run I'm talking about, I just want to show you guys what typically happens when people run the 3-5 wide and you just run the standard, types of runs most people use. So what most people are going to do is they're going to shift their D-line away from the running back, and they're just going to go ahead and Mike Blitz is a very popular play from 3-5 wide, and they're just going to basically just shoot it untouched, click off, and gonna hit you for a loss of no yards, maybe a yard or two every time, and it's just not worth running the ball. So that's why it's so annoying. Most good players by now have figured out how to shift their D-line against almost every run out there. Now, the run I'm about to show you guys, I found it in the Lions playbook on offense, Detroit Lions. I'm sure it's in others, and to be quite honest, you can find similar runs in different formations, but this gun wide trips weak has a very unique run. It's this RPO base alert lookie, okay? I just randomly found this in a game against a guy running 3-5 wide on me, and he cannot stop it at all. I've tested it against a few different opponents, and it definitely is the 3-5 wide. And just all the good run reads that people use kill it. Because if you're coming out of shotgun, pretty much everyone's going to run 3-5 wide because they know they can stop the run and the pass very well from it. Now I'm going to go over all the different shifts and stunts you could possibly do and show you guys how to attack it. Before we do that, though, I just want to remind you guys, if you're new to the channel or even if you're not, please subscribe and smash that like button. It really does help me out a lot. As a creator, I do weekly tips and gameplays, so if you enjoy my content, I promise you guys you don't want to miss out on this type of content I provide. Also, if you're looking to get better at Madden 21, make sure to check out sportsgamers.com. It's where I put all my premium tips for offense and defense, ebooks, all my schemes, weekly tips in the Madden Vault. Everything you guys need to get better at Madden 21, we got for you on sportsgamers.com. So, now that's out of the way, let's run the exact same defense, all right? And let's show you guys how it works. Now, really, the great thing about this run is, first of all, the run's really, really good. I feel like bases in general do attack 3-5 wide pretty well, but certain types of bases just work way better than others. And this base right here is actually an RPO base, and the formation itself is very good at being a trips formation with the tight end attached on the same side to the line. But the other thing about it is because it's an RPO, you can throw the slant, or the little screen pass. If they run commit you or play crazy, that's going to prevent them from doing that. But let's just take a look at the run first. You guys can see I have a huge hole. I mean, that type of space against 3-5 wide is pretty much unheard of. And this is the most common shift you're going to see is them shifting their D-line away from your running back. And as you guys can see, the center literally is going to run straight to the linebacker and pick him up. He's out of the play. And then we have the guard pulling, who's going to just basically seek out whoever else he needs to. And we have, room to run to absolute daylight here. I mean, this blocking, is absolutely, it's super, super good. I mean, to me, this blocking is as good as it gets for a shotgun run against 3-5 wide. I mean, it's just, you don't see that type of blocking. And you guys play online, I'm sure when you run against 3-5 wide, you're lucky to get past the line of scrimmage most plays. Now, I will say you do want a fast running back. Coleman, Moser, whoever. But probably in the Niners, I wouldn't use McKinnon. But, we're going to go ahead and do it again. So you guys can see, this is not some sort of just, gimmicky type thing that only works once in a while. Every single time you're going to see that center just goes right for the block directly on the user. And you're going to have the guard pulling through so you're able to get good yards. Now, as I said, this is the most common shift people do as far as they're going to shift their D-line away from the running back. But again, look at this gaping hole we have here. And like I said, you don't see this out of shotgun. You know, most shotgun runs are pretty much immediately blown up in the backfield before we even have anywhere near this amount of room to work with, okay? So this, to see this type of space, I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. So we're going to show it to you guys against now a spread out D-line. So another thing people will try to do a lot is they'll spread their D-line out, crash them out, and kind of just lurk over the center kind of like this, or the D-tackle in the center. Even if you do this, you're still going to, most of the time not be able to get in there in time to make the tackle. This one does a little bit better of a job because the center now has two people he has to worry about, but still most of the time you get caught up in other, kind of like just the scrum of all the alignment, and you're just not really able to do much. You guys can see I'm still picking up very, very, very solid yardage. Now, this is a hard defense to like crib runs against, but to be able to consistently get the 5 to 10 yard runs, I mean, I'm going to take that every time because I'm going to be able to get first downs very consistently if I'm able to get 5 to 10 yards of pop. That's probably the worst run yet, and I still feel like I fell forward to get 3 or 4. So you guys can see the consistency is definitely there with this run. And you do have potential to get home runs with it too. Now, sometimes I've seen people try to shift their D-line away from the running back actually. Now, I'm sorry, not away, but to the same side of the running back. And that also is not going to work. As you guys can see here, still getting blocked very, very easily and not able to shoot the gap. The reason why this works so well is everyone's used to running against shotgun runs, traps, inside zones, right? And they've just figured out how to blow all those up, RPOs, inside zones very easily. Now, I'm not going to say this run's impossible to blow up. It's just extremely difficult compared to the others. The others are pretty much guaranteed. This one is very hard to, and the thing is, you're just not really expecting this type of run, so you're not preparing for it. So you guys can see, even if you take your user and try to kind of like hide over here, that still doesn't do anything. You're still going to be able to, get through that hole. And if that, like I said, anytime you see me only get like 3, 4, 5 yards, it's just simply because someone shed it. Sometimes someone will definitely shed, but the whole thing here is now we're not just having, untouched users flying through the line and hitting us in the backfield. So again, most every run you've seen me get, I'm able to count on getting 4 to 5 yards, and I've definitely got some bigger runs as well, to 10, 15 plus yards. So you guys can see, no matter which way you try to shift your D-line, where you stand, you're not going to just come flying into the backfield and blow me up when I'm running this play. I want to show it to you guys against a few other 3-5 looks, just to let you know that truly is very, very consistent no matter what. So another thing people will do sometimes is they'll run this 3-5 odd. It's not as common these days, but still, it's a defense that you will see here and there online. And this run play works very well against it as well. Pretty much just spread the line out, linebackers, y'all know what it is. And honestly, the 3-5 odd is definitely, in my opinion, worse run D. You guys can see there, I was able to get easily upfield for, 10, 15 yards again. This run against pretty much any 3-down defensive line formation is going to be very, very difficult to defend. I don't care if it's 3-5 wide, odd as we are in here, or even 3-5 normal, you're going to have problems. The only other run D people tend to use a lot is the big nickel over G. So big nickel over G, depending upon how they try to use it, can be a little bit more successful, but still overall, this run does work very well against that even. So like what a lot of people try to do is just basically, do something like this and fly in there with their user up the A gap. And, that doesn't really work too well either because as you guys can see there, the lineman is able to pick him up and we still get about a nice 5-yard gain. Do it one more time. You guys can see again, see how that guard, or I'm not even sure. Let me just look at the replay. The guard or the tackle on the right just came over and picked up the guy that was trying to come up the A-gap. That's what is so effective about this run is actually the tackle. See how the guard blocked down and the tackle picked up the blitzer? You're not going to be able to just fly in the A-gap. Because this is a different type of blocking scheme, it's not strictly just a zone blocking scheme where we're just basically everyone's got a man to block. This is, more of a power type run scheme where we got linemen pulling. That's why you're not able to just come in these gaps untouched. Now, the only other thing I did want to mention in regards to this play is if you see people getting crazy and just, either run committing you or just blitzing insane and not respecting the pass, this run has RPOs built off of it. So the backside slant is very, very, very good. Especially if, like I said, especially if they're blitzing you. Literally, just if I hike the ball and I see that on the left of the screen, either they've ran commit or they're blitzing me, it's literally a hike throw, and it's, you guys can see 10, 15 yards. So this alone kind of keeps the defense honest because they can't just blitz you, and forget about the pass and just assume it's a run. I mean, even though it is a run, it's actually an RPO, and you can throw that backside slant every time against that. Now, even if they were to play man, a lot of people might try to stop the run from man. It's still going to be there. Now, I will say, if they press you and shade to the inside, it will be a little more difficult. But if they do the man shade over the top, it's going to be there pretty much every single time. I definitely would recommend when you run this play to always read if the defense is blitzing you on the left of the screen by the slant, or maybe they even ran commit. Because if so, you're definitely going to want to look to hit that slant. That will make them play a little bit more honest and make it easier to run the ball. Also, don't forget about the screen over here on the right. So if you see maybe they're blitzing crazy on the right, or maybe they're just not aligned on the right, you can definitely just throw the screen. Now, I thought I threw the screen there, but I actually just handed the ball off. That would be my mistake. So let's do that again. Say maybe they just did something like this where they weren't aligned properly. They brought everybody to the inside, and you notice they were blitzing. This would definitely be the opportune time. Just hike, throw the little smoke screen over here, and you'll actually get a blocker out in front of you to be able to pick up that corner. This is better used against zone than man to throw that little smoke screen. Anyways, guys, as I said, I found this from the Detroit Lions book. I'm sure you can find it in others in the wide trips weak shotgun formation. Also, it doesn't have to be this exact run. There are other gun runs that work very similarly. It's just that I found, for me, this is the best one I've had success with by far. Definitely feel like the formation, the run, and then the fact that it has the passing options on it, as well as the run blocking, all play a key part. So you might be able to find a run that's similar, but it's not quite as effective. This is the best one I've come across by far. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm out of here.